wasn't convinced Soji. I didn't care for him having a weird sibling relationship with his
Yeah, that was really weird.
sister slash handler. That was so gross
Let,
that should not be in Trek.
let me say good morning to everybody. Good morning. And no, it was technical problems. It wasn't my fault. It actually wasn't. OBS crashed. But Chris and I were talking about the Friday night movie that I watched that he wasn't here for because he has good taste, which was Cockneys and Zombies.
I wasn't aware you were watching that. I
we,
was under the impression you were watching something else.
well, we were going to watch something else, and I was the only one there, and then Drunken Heretic came on, and we're like, and I can't remember who came on next. And suggested we do a movie off YouTube, which was Cockneys and Zombies. And so I was just telling Chris, Harry Treadaway was in it. And I don't know what year, excuse me, I don't know what year that movie came out. It was obviously made for a budget. 2012, so only about 13 years ago, but that explains it. Harry Treadaway looked so young. Oh my God,
He
he was
doesn't
young.
look old in general, but he
But
must have looked like a baby
he
by
did look
then.
like a baby. Oh, the other person who was in it was Honor Blackman. Not ring a
No
bell for
bells
anybody.
ringing.
Pussy
No.
Galore from not Diamonds Are Forever. The one
No
in
Bond movie with Pussy Galore. She was the only one
was
movie.
it was James Bond, but what's the movie? Goldfinger.
Diamond Goldfinger. No, Pussy Galore was in
Mm-hmm.
Goldfinger. I don't remember.
She was the pilot, the lead pilot, also the Bond girl.
Uh, yeah, it is Goldfinger,
Mm-hmm.
1964.
Yep.
Jeez, I
Yep.
remember the name but what a stupid name it was, Pussy Galore. Like, what the
Yep.
heck are you implying? Like,
Oh, you
what?
know what you're implying. Ian Fleming was about as subtle as a
Fleming,
brick.
please. Thank God, I am Ian Fleming. Please don't
When
be that guy.
when
Oh
it came
wait,
to
what
naming
the
women,
movie
yeah,
was.
subtle. The man with the Midas touch. Thank you, 47 Alpha Tango, and good morning to you.
The Goldfinger had a great intro theme though.
Oh yeah, Shirley Bassey,
Shirley
great singer.
Bassey just nailed, and she did so few others. I think she did Diamonds Forever, Diamonds Live Forever. I think. What was the theme song? Her themes are like the one of the best, top of the top.
So I'm going to put this out there to 47 Alpha Tango. I got the information on doing a booth in Vegas, and it's where I thought it would be budget wise. Is it worth going out to Vegas and doing a booth? This would be the last year we do it, but it is the 60th anniversary of Star Trek. So there's a reason to go out there. I don't have a need to go out there and do the convention. If I go, I'm going to do a booth. Otherwise, I'll go out there, maybe hang with a few people, but just kind of do vacationy things. But do you think there'd be interest if I did a booth? I don't need an answer today. Something for folks to contemplate. Frost is like, nah, just go do the convention. I'm thinking, honestly, for me, there isn't 5 days worth of stuff to do at the convention. One day. But I don't do photographs. I sometimes do autographs. Oh, yeah, but if you go in doing a booth, then you automatically get in. Oh, Planet Trek. Oh, that's a really interesting point. That is an interesting point, 47 Alpha Tango. And actually, if I got my butt together and got the movie thing going, the little video thing we'd been working about, and I've got 6 months to get that finished. That is an excellent point. I will definitely put that into the consideration. Good work there, Chris. 10 for 10. Yeah, I saw that the Rio already sold out, but I was planning to stay at the Hilton anyway. Well, what happened in the gaming world today? 47 says, today's a sad day in the gaming world. Not surprising, but sad all the same. What happened?
Did they cancel the game or something?
I
I
don't
didn't
know.
hear anything.
Excuse me.
Again, I wasn't especially listening for anything. Nothing specific.
Anthem shuts down today. Oh, I did not know that.
Anthem. Rings a bell. I don't think I've played it.
Online multi-action role-playing game developed by BioWare and EA, set on a fictional planet named Coda. Players assume the role of freelancers. Oh yes, absolutely. Now I remember it. Heroic
It's not
adventurers
an
who wear
old game,
powerful
is it?
exosuits to defend humanity from threats beyond their city walls. Game's title refers to the Anthem of Creation, a powerful and mysterious force responsible for most of the extraordinary technology, phenomena, and threats of the
2019 and
world.
it's already shutting down?
Yeah. Let's see.
Servers go offline after 7 years. That's very short lifespan for something that launched in 2019.
Always comes down to money.
I mean, EA is just not exactly doing the good service.
Hmm.
Overall, people are very displeased with it.
Man, that's too bad. So,
Limited content, punishing grind, uninspired story, quickly floundered.
okay, well, still,
Well, we've heard that before.
yeah. Make sure you. Oh, well, it's Id. Well, hi there. I was just thinking of you.
How's it going?
You're going good. How are you doing?
Howdy.
I'm all right. Last night off, so I go into work tonight.
Okay. So, 47 Alpha Tango, if you're playing Anthem, make sure you're not online when it shuts down.
Already shut down?
It said today. Yeah, today. Because, if you haven't seen Overlord, well, the players who were left in the server who were still playing when it shut down got trapped there forever until they died, and then they died in the real world too.
Like in the Matrix. Wow.
Oh, okay,
Good
you've seen
immersion.
Overlord. I love Overlord. I used to cosplay Overlord. If you haven't seen Overlord, go find it. It's on like Crunchyroll and a couple other things. Good morning, Lexers. So how's the
What a funny
weather out
name
there,
for a
Ed?
service.
It's all right. It's gotten a bit chilly here and there, but for the most part, it's bearable.
Okay. It's just been weird weather. Chris and I were chatting about weird weather last night.
I mean, it's not about whether it's being weird. It's just like we're weirded out by winter when it comes over because it has been absent for like a decade at least.
I'm going to say
Winter's
this is
never coming.
winter's never coming. Well, he's
He-
got.
he's
Well,
never
it
gonna.
came here.
He's never
It
gonna finish
came.
that book.
Oh. No, it's not going to happen.
It could have gone over to him. It came over here, and we're in the winter season. Like, not knee deep, but like just a little below the knee deep snow. And it's been snowing whole weekend. I think it hasn't snowed past few hours. I just don't know if it's gonna stay or not. And the temperature for tomorrow is +2, which means we're gonna flood immediately.
Yeah,
It's all gonna melt.
it's
I hope
getting there.
Hagrid knows how to swim.
Well, it was hovering just at freezing yesterday, so the snow landed. It was very beautiful. And then it slowly started to melt, and the problem is that Lolo's feet got cold in the ice water, so she didn't want to go walking outside. So today it's going to be 20. No, it'll hover around the same as yesterday. So it'll be that kind of icky, melty stuff.
How are the puppers?
Aside from cold feet and actually being cold, they're okay. Ophi is starting to feel her age a little bit. So when it gets cold, she's just like, I'm just going to lie here on the bed. Thank you ever so much. And she gets underneath the blankets. I think when the summer rolls around and it's not this cold, she'll warm up a little bit and get more active again. Though she's still hiking a couple miles a day. Yeah, I have a thought, 47 Alpha Tango, since you mentioned the sellout. Thank you. Thank you. You made me reconsider some things. But I don't know if I'll be cosplaying this year.
You've released tons of new photos from Starfleet Academy.
I'm holding off all thoughts. I'm not going to watch any trailers. I'm not going to watch any reviews. I'm not going to do anything till Friday when we watch it. And for those of you
Yeah,
who want
that's
to
fair.
join us, we are going to watch Starfleet Academy as a watch party this Friday. And I don't know if it'll be one episode released or more than one.
Well, Tony Newsom being one of the writers in there might actually
Well,
help
writing.
shape it to something better.
I hope so. Unfortunately, every review I see popping up is by people who already have a mindset.
A lot of people already have a mindset. Yesterday, I ran into a person who just Trek Central was posting the new pictures of it,
Mm-hmm.
and it was just showcasing the cadets getting acquainted to each other. It's just a picture with them shaking hands. Nothing spectacular. They were just in their uniforms, and they're obviously cadets, as they usually go in Federation. At least as far as I remember, outside of the Kelvin timeline, I think they always were in gray uniforms because they were like distinguished from the acting officers who were in colored uniforms. So someone says like, but this is supposed to be Trek. They should have colored uniforms. I'm like,
Oh no,
since
that's
when?
stupid.
That's neither the here or there. First one, and secondly, no, that they never they didn't used to have like unless you've like lived on the Kelvin timeline Starfleet because I do remember they had red. They were kind of red shirts, all of them, because
Mm-hmm.
when they were showing the scenes in the academy where Kirk was still with Bones and was
Well,
just doing the
you would
Kobayashi Maru, they
imagine,
were
like
in
most
red.
schools, you get a color theme every couple of years and then they change it.
Yeah,
So,
but
and
like
that color could include grays and dark blues and
in
black and.
canon, whenever they showed and showed them very scarcely, they used to be gray, so it just make more sense because they need to earn the color that shows that they're active. That's to me it's only logical like distinguishing of making a differentiation
Right.
between them. Like I've seen comments people jumping at Picardo because he posted like the Trek has always been kind of woke from the very beginning, even if it came in the 60s, which was very conservative. It did woke things, like putting acting officers, women outside, and people of color and people of that, and it was like always had that. And people are jumping at him like they know Trek better than he did, and like he's one of the actors in movies and in shows. So like the fact that people are like jumping at an actor who it's like legacy actor. Like
Mm-hmm.
I'm just like no, gatekeeping and misunderstanding track. I don't understand it.
Just so you know, I'm looking at pictures from the first duty back in, what was it, season 5? And the cadets wore basically the same thing that the people in on the Enterprise did with the black and red uniforms.
Yeah, I think in TNG it was kind of
Yeah.
because you were talking about TNG, right? I
Right,
think
I'm
they were kind
talking
of
TNG. I'm looking for any scene where they're wearing something else. They're not. So it does look like they would then, following that, they change uniforms on a relatively regular basis in terms of color and stuff like that. I know they do that at regular schools here. If you've got a school uniform, it stays that way for a couple of
yeah.
years so that the kids don't have to go out and buy new clothes every single year because that gets ridiculous. Obviously, that's not an issue in the future.
I mean, yeah, it was different, and they concept like it's a history of Star Trek that they always change uniforms all the time. As cadet uniforms between 2360s and 2370s varied between standard TNG looking uniforms to the same type, but like the black part was gray. They had like colors of their profession, like if they were engineer, they were operations,
The
they would be
division cover.
orange. The division, yeah, that's the word I was looking for. So it was varying, and it was constantly changing. So someone just like finding that as a reason to nitpick and saying, "Oh, this isn't Star Trek because the colors are wrong." I'm like, come on, they changed uniforms
Or
even during the show run a few times. Like,
yeah,
come on.
or look at Picard's cadet uniform in the flashbacks and photos.
Oh,
Oh yeah, they were different completely. Yeah.
And then for some odd reason, when they go back to active duty, they're in the monster maroons, just minus the turtleneck.
Yeah,
Well,
right? They just didn't have the turtleneck back then. Yeah, it's so weird. I mean, there was no consistency, and like this is fiction, so what? No picky
well,
about
you know
something
why
like
they
that.
wore what they wore, right?
Oh
Everybody
yeah.
knows. It's because that's what they had in the costume inventory until they had a reason to make a bunch of them.
So
Yeah,
yeah, what was is it?
if they knew they were gonna use it only in one scene, there was no point in like creating an entire set of
In
costumes just for that. They just
in Undiscovered Country,
Mm-hmm.
we get Christian Slater as a messenger wakes up
Sulu.
Sulu, right?
Mm-hmm.
He's wearing Shatner's uniform, and he stole it.
Oh my God, good man.
what?
Good man.
Yeah, he took it home with him, and yeah,
Nice.
they're like, we kind of need that back, and
For what? You're not going to make
yeah.
any more. That is brilliant. I love that.
Yep.
Yeah, so 47 El Pateo says, the colors are wrong. Quotation there. No, they're different. It's not a documentary, folks. Very good. Very good.
I mean, literally, this is fiction. Someone made up a world. They can do with it whatever they want. The author of Star Trek has been dead since the 90s.
No,
People who run it keep changing stuff. So, like, they keep doing stuff with it, whatever they want, because they have the rights to, like, keep
it's
it
a
alive.
color. I mean, they might even, if they ever chose to change the red, yellow, blue, but that's fairly generic. But you notice the shades of red, yellow, and blue change all the time?
Oh,
Yeah,
yeah.
they do.
Yeah. I mean, I just saw a picture of Beverly's blue and black uniform from first season. The blue is different later.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's
Yeah,
more of a
they did change
turquoise.
it.
Yeah, exactly. And if you go back to Bones, when he had his blue on, a lot of them were a very pale blue.
Yeah, it was pale.
Mm-hmm. So again, it comes down to,
Shall we
I wonder
choose some stuff?
what color blue they've got at the fabric store because we need to buy some more or make some more shirts.
Then they came around and they
Mhm.
didn't have the same color, so
All
they
right.
had to get the next best thing. So like they just worked with what they had.
Yeah, and
But
then you
like it was,
change the style
well,
a
the
little bit to
price went
accommodate
up,
it.
and the price went up for the color, and they just had this limited budget, so they
Mm-hmm.
bought the cheaper one, which was more pale or whatever.
Yeah.
Like
Well,
this is a
Or the
production,
I know with
TV
TNG
production.
they had 5 complete identical uniforms for each of the main actors. So they would be able to, wear one day, one the next, without them being filthy and stretched out and stinking. But what invariably happened is each person found one that, even though they're identical, fit better than the others. And they would wear that to death. And then the next time,
They
then of
weren't
course,
exactly made in the line, so they were all handmade.
pardon?
They were all handmade,
Of
weren't they?
course,
So
yeah,
they weren't like
absolutely.
made mass production. Like you can buy 7 T-shirts of the same size and they'll fit the same way. I mean, even those sometimes will fit
Oh
differently.
yeah,
But
I've made multiple identical things when I was doing mass production for like people at a performance of something. And even when you cut everything together and you sew everything together, it still isn't always identical. But
yeah,
but what
precisely.
happened is that the colors, as you wear fabric, and it gets washed and cleaned and all that stuff, the colors change ever so slightly. So you'd wind up with slight color variations. Can't see it so much on TV, but apparently in real life, if you had some of the costumes, you'd know which one was their favorite one because the black was a little bit more gray and the red was a little bit less red, etc., etc. I always found that interesting. 47 Alpha Tango. Speaking of colors, I was really enamored on the Discovery uniforms. I thought they were cool.
Discovery uniforms were based of a continuity from Enterprise era. Uh, so they
Well,
were kind of
well,
like utility engineering kind of
yeah.
vibe with them.
I like the dark
But
blue and gold, but
sports.
it just felt a little ornate for me. But that's me.
I mean, there was a lot of going on those. I think they felt like there was a lot of going on them. There were a lot of details, and they kind of
To
made
me, it
you
felt like those should be the
grind.
dress uniforms, and then the day-to-day
They
stuff
did
is a
have
little
dress
bit.
uniforms for those as well.
I'm sure they did. That's just that felt to me like that should be dress uniform. Not that wasn't good
the
looking. It is, and I love it on my tune.
the The overuse of the deltas was a little off-putting.
Yeah, the delta pattern was kind of ugh. Yeah,
Like
I agree.
the
They could just made
the
it gray with dots, but they had to make those shaped like
Yeah.
deltas.
Well,
Like,
that
what
came
the
up
heck?
in Kurtzman's first, not Kurtzman, JJ's first movie, where they had
JJ
the
started that.
delta
Yeah.
woven into the fabric, and I think from what I remember, they had to do something to avoid or to maintain the 30% difference, and one of the ways was by changing the fabric. And somebody thought, oh, I guess we're going to do that. However, that said, about a decade before that, I was at my favorite quilting shop back in Lansing, Michigan, and they had Japanese quilting fabric, so a nice level of cotton, with the delta pattern woven into it. I'm like, oh, I am so buying this. And they had it in the maroon, the blue, and the gold.
Oh, nice.
So I bought some of all of it. And the lady at the quilting shop had no clue what it was. And she said, yeah, that's really interesting, but not a lot of people are buying it. I'll buy it all. Thank you.
Thing.
great.
I
Oh,
didn't
this
explain
would
it
look
to her.
lovely with gold.
Pardon?
I mean,
I said this invokes the Beverly. Oh, this would look really pretty with gold.
Yes.
It's like, isn't it odd that they have exactly what you asked for?
Yes, it is. All right, so I'm jumping over to the Discovery uniforms. Oh, what's coming up? That's an interesting picture. Hang on a second there. Let me get to you.
all the two variants of Discovery uniforms, the pre-TOS ones and 32nd century ones.
I are you talking about the deltas that are woven into the metallic fabric? 47 Alpha Tango? The sewing part of me goes, metallic fabric. Ugh. Do you know how hard it is to sew metallic fabric? Yeah, that's what I was just looking at. I had to sew something with metallic fabric once, and it's just like, oh. Maybe it's better now, but that stuff was a bad word to sew. Dulls the needles, doesn't stitch evenly, puckers. I'm sure they have much better sewing machines than I have. The sewing machine I want is almost as expensive as running a booth in Vegas. So, it's going to be a while before I do any serious sewing again. Well, I'm not sewing at the moment. I don't need that for a year, maybe 2 years. I have a baby quilt to make this year, and I can hand stitch that pretty easily. By the way, Borg King says he is going to the Star Trek convention. And one reason he's going is because I said I was going and I could pick him up and drop him back at home. It gives me an excuse to drive cross country. Which doesn't sound exciting, but it is a gorgeous trip once you get past Nebraska.
We pew something today.
We could pew-pew. We have Red Alert. I have Tholian ships, which could tie very easily into Red Alert. And that's it. Captains on the ground and Iconian TFOs. Do we want to do Iconian TFOs is the big question. And the answer is...
Reroll.
No, yeah, it is a reroll. I'm sorry, but we've done Gateway and Herald's Fear so much lately.
I've got 30 Borg ships and 10 Terran ships, but those are in the battle zone. The other one was just...
I have Terran Empire ships. Any place.
Yeah, but I have them in Terran battle zones.
Right, but we could do them together in the Terran battle zones.
Yes, we could.
We could. And Lexer says, give me a few minutes. I have to run high for the Universal. So yesterday's show, morning show, we did, I did the Universal Hive Onslaught in a T5 to see if square root of -1 Conian. Funny. Funny.
Well,
Good morning, Cliff.
I don't know what
So,
to
I
say
was talking
to
about doing Hype
that.
Onslaught in T5s and with maybe 10k DPS, so obviously doing it on normal as opposed to advanced or elite. And you know what? Took longer, but it was fun.
Tier 5s are still competent. The problem is they're just vastly underpowered.
Well,
That is the biggest issue.
doing it in normal, it kind of gave it back some of that old feel of it wasn't just bing bang boom, you're done. You had to work it. You had to figure out a
Yep,
strategy to avoid exploding.
I want more
true.
shuttle content.
Ugh, please.
What did Pi say to I? Get real. What did I say to Pi? Be rational. Thank you very much for the math jokes. I will send out some party invitations here. Let's see. Let's get our Chris. Ed, you want to join us?
Sure.
Okay. I have to send out a message to somebody here. There's Chris. And we're just going to wait on Lexers to get done with his Universal. I've been up since 6 a.m. and I only got 2 hours of sleep the night prior. Wow. Wow.
Ouchies.
That's... Woo. Is there a good reason for that, I hope? Or fun reason? If not a good reason, or just insomnia? Lexers needs 10 more minutes. Okay. Hey, Lexers, what do you need to do? No. I don't think I was, Cliff. Maybe. Insomnia and fun. Oh, that's perfect. Is there something we need to do while we're waiting for Lexers to finish whatever he's doing? Does anybody need to do Red Alert?
No, I'm done with mine.
Ed, Cliff, do you need Red Alerts?
I'm not running it.
Okay. Well, then we'll skip that one.
I didn't finish the last campaign thing, so I have to wait to buy it out.
Okay.
And I didn't finish the Christmas event either.
Oh, yeah.
Where did I end off on Christmas?
Oh, maybe I did, Cliff. My bad. My bad.
Yeah, I got to 13 days and then my internet had got shut off.
Okay. Yeah.
That's mean. How dare.
Yeah. Well, I had almost a month here, Ed, of internet being up, down, left, right, but not being functional. And then it shut down completely for basically a day while they tried to figure out what they were doing wrong. And it's been rock steady since then. And the signal's been excellent.
That's good.
So, yeah, I shouldn't say that because, it's just asking for trouble.
I mean, yeah.
Let me jump back here 1 second. Lexers, I haven't. Okay, Lexers has to run. Oh, has to run Hive. That's what it is. How about if we head off to the Terran battle zone?
Yep.
And do the Terran ships. Does that work for everybody? Cliff, you want to join us in the Terran battle zone? Do you want to join us in the Terran battle zone and we will go pew-pew some stuff?
Where's that at?
The shortcut is Spoils of War, but other than that, it's near Defura.
Spoils
So,
of War.
It is in Alpha Sector. It is northwest of Bajor. It is southeast of Defura. But as I said, Spoils of War is the shortcut. So if you go into for Cliff, if you go into your episodes and you go down to, I think it's Cardassian Struggle, one of the episodes is called Spoils of War, and you can shortcut to the beginning of that episode and it will bring you right up to the Terran battle zone.
It's in the Badlands, right?
It is the Badlands, yes. Spoils of War, right. We're not doing the episode. We're just using the episode to shortcut us into the beginnings for movement. A lot of the episodes will bring you into specific locations, and that makes moving around faster than using just the transwarps.
I don't know why they still have the transwarp cooldown mechanic. Like,
I don't know
'Cause
either.
it's baked in.
Oh, so we can't change it. Yeah, so Cliff, it's here. Cardassian Struggle. Second episode is Spoils of War.
I mean, if you can modify it by applying a different warp core, if I believe so, then they could just apply global T to everyone, so the cooldown is like, I don't know, a minute or like, I don't know, 45 seconds and be done with it.
They could, yes. And we know for a fact that they could implement the we're all agreed to start thing. There's Cliff. All right, let's go into the Badlands. So we're not running the episode, Cliff. We are running Badlands.
Oh, the amount of time I started the episode instead of getting
Yeah.
the Badlands.
Yes, I've only done that a few hundred times. Because I'll just click on F.
Yeah, and whatever is picked by priority of the game is the place we go.
So Cliff, that should just click on the part that says enter the Badlands.
I hate to say we have a minute of waiting here.
Oh, perfect.
There's nothing happening. There's another.
Is there another
though, with
instance?
just one player, yeah.
Let's take the
Going
other
to check it out.
instance. And we will switch to instance 2.
To get the big stations, I think, the 3 stations.
Oh, this one's almost done, though. How's that
Yeah, but
possible?
that's good. It's gonna
Oh.
give us enemies. Because they're gonna be
Yep.
at 3 stations.
Sean Face 2015 is now following. Hi, Sean Face. Cliff, you gotta come into the Badlands. And we're in instance 2. How are you doing, Sean Face? Welcome to the pew-pew party. Maybe we should rename this the pew-pew party. Oh,
Would be very adequate.
I'm coming up to join you. And we're going up to the 10 o'clock position?
On my way.
A little bit above the 9 o'clock.
Yeah, okay. The 9:47 position. Sean Face says, love this game. Got lots of winter event stuff this year. What did you get? I basically just took all the tokens and put them in the bank for later. I was very focused on playing all these stuff. But I did get 2 tunes completely done with winter accolades and some work done on the others. Much as I wasn't thrilled with the Crampiri, oh goodness, I'm almost done with this. It definitely made some of the things easier to do. Not that I was doing the Crampiri, or the Krampus, whatever, the transformation. I didn't like it when you're fighting the Crampiri because I needed the presence. But at the same time, it was kind of fun when we get to the end of like Snowconian and you could actually finish it consistently. I got the 4 set for my ship and the 3 set for ground. Nice. Good choice. Cliff, come party with us. And the ship's cool. I don't run the best build. Oh, play for fun mostly. Yeah, we were just talking about that earlier. I was doing T5s yesterday straight out of the box. to do Hive Onslaught, and that was fun. I mean, I've got a decent build, well, 2 decent builds. But the rest are, just where I enjoy playing with them. And playing my game my way, thank you very much. How many ships did you have, Chris?
Actually, just completed them. I had 30, but I
Oh,
just
wow.
finished
Well, I
them
had
off.
10,
I think
and
it's got the shared cooldown through shared kills.
Cliff, just
Didn't actually get the kill out of them.
abort the mission, and it'll take you right back to the beginning of it. And not to worry, because I think we're done here. We occasionally bemoan the emphasis on huge DPS and ships. Ships are fun. DPS is fun. I like the aim. Good, I didn't even select it, and by default I got the nanite reinforced circuitry. Thank you! Apparently everybody else said no. Lexers, let me know when you are on, and I will send you a party invite, and we will go tackle Hive Onslaught. Okay. We're almost done here. We should finish this part up. And did we want to do the planet killers? Lexers, are you on Tie My Shoe? Okay. Hang on here. Hold on.
Now that we're in... Go ahead.
Lexers is in Tie My Shoe, but he's on a Klingon, so we're going to have to make a private party out of that one. Let's see who are you on. Okay. We have invited Lexers to a private party. Next to DS9, I was all... Oh, that's because you're near DS9. It's Spoils of War. It's a little bit different. Need 199 more points for the year event completion. Gotta wait for the next one. Are you playing on PC or console, Seanface? I'm gonna hit the button for Hive Onslaught. Is everybody okay with that?
Yep.
Okay. Cliff, not to worry about Terran Badlands. Console. Perfect. You should have, you should have one more event coming up, so you can do that. That's only 4 days worth of it. Here we go. Hive Onslaught Advanced. Yeah, my son just started playing, and the winter event was well underway when I reminded him about the winter event. And he's like, do I have time? I went, nope, you're going to have to buy it out for the ship. Do I want the ship? Yes. Well, you want the console. Everything else I can help him with later.
How is he?
He's okay. He's been having, well, I think he takes after 47 Alpha Tango. He's been dealing with some insomnia into the evening. He's not a caffeine person. So something has been keeping him up late, and then he can't wake up in the morning. Which I totally get.
Yeah, waking up in the morning is always a pain a little bit.
This morning was not good. The dogs got up at 3. And they both were crying. They're just like, Mom. And I'm like, we went outside before bed at like 9 o'clock. Why are you whining? So I got up, let them out. And neither one wanted to go back to sleep.
That's what I would do.
So I will not go to class today because that's just asking for bad things to happen. No, let's move out of there really quick. No. Yes. I need something for a save on this ship. I love the ship. It's cool. I was looking for a ship for my Klingon-aligned Gorn character that I just made a bit ago, so the ship's perfect. Yes, that would be good. I have a Klingon-aligned Gorn. It's one of my favorites.
Any Texas trips on the horizon?
Yes, I am going to Texas, but not down to where you are. I'm going down to Dallas on the 17th of April. My friends from where you are from are
Yeah.
coming up there. They bought me tickets to Electric Callboy, which is kicking off their U.S. tour in Dallas. Since we all like our heavy metal, they're well, as heavy as Electric Callboy is. I mean, it's not that heavy. But they're doing the 9-hour drive up to to Dallas. After that, we'll probably talk as the school's taking off, so I may turn that into a habit of going down there every 2 months or so. But I do miss teaching, and it was fun to go teach in his school, so maybe I'll get back into it a bit. It's a long flight, or 2 flights to get there and back.
Oh yeah.
I died again.
How could you?
Because I've got absolutely nothing for defense on this ship. Totally relies on being able to outshoot the other guy. And I can put a dent in the opponent, but I can't necessarily do it fast enough to keep from blowing up. Go. I haven't opened up the winter ship yet. I have a tune that I've been trying to level all the ships on again.
I was so easy these days most of the time. I remember when it was one of the one I dreaded the most. I was like, no, don't get me into hive, I'm gonna die. And I did, usually most of the time.
Well, just for snicks, we ran it on Elite last night.
Ooh. Crazy devils.
It just was time consuming, but I didn't even die on that one. What the hell did it with me?
Nice.
So yeah, it went pretty fast. Netflix dropped all their Star Trek shows, so I had to get Paramount. Yep. I think with Paramount being now owned by Skydance, that they're renegotiating a lot of the terms.
Yeah, the contracts need to have the new renewed laws and like regulations. It's probably gonna go back at some point.
Oh, they'll go back with somebody. I just don't know with who. So yeah, I've got Paramount. So Sean Face, we are going to watch Starfleet Academy this Friday at 6:30 to watch the first episode or episodes, however many they drop. Cliff,
I'm off, so I should be there.
Okay, cool. Yeah, we'll start about 6:30. If you're running late, just give me a note or drop me a message or something, and we can hang fire a little bit. Where are the Badlands? I need to know for the future. Okay, Cliff, if you are in your map, let me get out of here. I'm just leaving.
Haven't you been with us on previous runs of Badlands?
It doesn't mean that you remember where they are.
Playing this game for
This
like
is weird.
16 years, and I still don't know where everything is.
Okay, so Cliff, if you are watching on Twitch, this is the map of the Alpha Sector. So if you are down here at Deep Space Nine, it is northwest. Not as far as Defura. It's halfway between Deep Space Nine and Defura. So if you're looking at the map, there's that nice red blop in the Cardassian sector. By the way, there is another shortcut if you need to go to DS9 and you don't have a shortcut. In your available tab will be asteroid mining, and that will bring you directly to the Volukta asteroid field without wasting a cooldown. It's not as good as if you've got something direct to DS9 like Storm Cloud's Advance. Is that what it's called? the first one in the Gamma Quadrant. That's a nice shortcut too.
This is weird. But when I heard that the Netflix is losing all the Star Trek shows,
Mm-hmm.
but what is interesting that it like we never had. I mean, we had them on Netflix, but I don't have Netflix. But there's also like a bunch of Star Trek stuff on Sky/Showtime because it's like a singular entity here. But only select stuff is here. There's no TNG. There's no TOS.
Yeah.
There is no DS9. There's no Voyager. We just have Strange New Worlds, Enterprise, Section 31, Picard 2 seasons, which is weird. All 5 seasons of Discovery, all the Kelvin movies, all the original Star Trek full motion pictures, including the original ones, director's cut of 1979 Star Trek. Ooh, I like
We couldn't
that.
find the director's cut to watch 2 weeks ago. I could only find the regular one.
Well, I do have the director's cut apparently. It's on the Sky Showtime. It's weird. So yeah, all of those are here, but none of the major shows like TNG, Voyager, DS9. I'm like, why? Why? We have Lower Decks, but only 2 seasons as well.
Oh, that's
Oh, and Prodigy is here, I think.
well. Some people like Prodigy, so there you go.
I really enjoyed Prodigy.
I did
It,
so myself.
the,
Yeah.
the beginning is very, soft, but by the end they're not pulling punches.
No, the second season was really a wild ride. And the cameos and callbacks, but still, it didn't feel like they were cameos just for the cameo's sake. They really have a story to tell.
Yeah.
That's pretty
But-
neat.
But I know it's not everybody's cup of rockaccino.
Well put, but yeah, that's true. The formula might be not someone's cup of tea. It's totally
For me, if I will give any show a little bit of slack, but if I don't get my attention caught in the first 2 episodes, Sean Face, I can't say anything for Prodigy. I didn't give it a chance. Discovery, I didn't care for. Lower Decks is an interesting story for me because I didn't like it at first. The dialogue was too fast and it was too loud. And DT and I were in Vegas doing the show whenever Lower Decks came out, and we're watching it, and I'm like, I just can't follow this. And he just reached over, hit the closed caption button. I'm like, oh,
No,
okay,
there's-
we're good. I can follow it now. So I could read it. Once I figured out how they were speaking and how fast it was going, then it was good.
Yeah, they were talking real fast.
Yeah, they were going fast, to the extent that I met Tawny Newsom at one of the conventions and explained that story. That I didn't like it because the dialogue was so loud and so fast I couldn't follow it until DT hit closed caption. And then in the Those Old Scientists episode, she makes a reference to why is everybody speaking so quietly and so slowly? And I'm like, oh, that's so good. Obviously, I wasn't the only person who ever mentioned it.
Yeah, I'm sure a lot of people mention that. I love when they do self-conscious callbacks in the show or a movie.
Riker.
Cliff says, I liked it at first, but then they started swearing. So, Cliff, I'm totally up to you whether or not you like stuff with swearing. I don't care, because to me they're just words. What really freaked me out was when I started watching anime. Not kid anime, but more adult Japanese anime. And they drop F-bombs, S-bombs, all those words all the time, because it doesn't have the same significance in Japanese that it does in English. And that was a bit of a what moment.
Wait, so they swear all the time and they don't care?
Yeah, absolutely. Yeah, it's because Cliff says swearing in Trek. No, it's gotten worse over the last 2 years. Not going to generalize, but that can always be because of poor writing. So if you go back and you watch TNG, on very rare occasions, somebody will say something like, damn. And it's so rare that it really stands out. It's done for impact and significance. And when you just start dropping it all the time, either the writer doesn't care or they're picking up on the current vocabulary of our date, which is right now, and
Yeah, I'm
people,
afraid they were trying to narrow down to current.
right, that's
Every
exactly what it
show
was.
drops F-bombs all the time right now. If you don't do it, it's kind of feels soft and teen-oriented, and if they want to raise the stakes, they suddenly start swearing. I think it's dumb to just raise it for the sake of it, to put it in there just for the sake of it. Also, we're a serious show that we are not afraid to drop F-bombs.
Except that it
Even
is,
Picard did that, and I didn't like that. It was weird to hear someone like Picard say shit or
Yeah,
something like
yeah,
this. Like what? That's wrong.
it
That's
is.
just like
Yeah.
he would no. That irked me. I didn't care for it in Lower Decks because that was the tone of it, and it was kind of in those adult cartoons that always do that, so it didn't really make much of a difference there. But when I saw legacy characters like it, and I knew them from TNG, whatever, first, and they suddenly start swearing and all that, and I was like. I think Riker and um Geordi would drop damn much
Geordie, yeah,
often than anyone
definitely.
else.
The thing is, those are so era specific to us that I would think that a couple hundred years in the future, they'd have their own swear words. I won't say profanity
Maybe.
because it won't be profane, but you know,
I think they would borrow them from Klingons.
yeah, they probably would. They probably would. So the F-bomb, for a while you couldn't say it on TV, and then it started to get more and more common. Now it's starting to swing the other way on that pendulum of we're not going to say it as much, except for certain shows. And like I said, cheap shows, in my opinion, where they've got bad writing, they drop it every other word. There is a show out right now called All's Fair. It is a show, and I use that term very loosely, about some female divorce lawyers who swear with every sentence. And it's just, ah. I mean, it's a terrible
Yeah.
show, and do not watch it. It's just awful, unless you really want to watch something horrible. And I mean horrible. Kim Kardashian is the lead actress, and I use that term loosely.
Actress, well, no.
Oh my goodness.
I'd rather watch Keeping Up with the Kardashians.
The funny thing is, several lawyers have done reviews of it going, you can't do that. No, that's illegal. You can't do that. That's unethical. That would get you disbarred. You can't do that. No, you can't do that. And clearly they didn't have a lawyer take a look at any of this. It is just, it is so bad.
Yeah. I remember I was talking sometimes about the Good Place, the TV series. They wanted to drop F-bombs, but they also wanted to be a show that is for a broader audience. So
Mm-hmm.
they removed all of the swear words into replacements because it's supposedly happening in the good places where you go into your afterlife when people don't like swearing. So they would be replaced. So actors would just like throw in shirt, motherfucker, uh, shirt, bench instead of bitch, and like it was brilliant because they could still like you knew what they were saying, you knew that they just threw an f-bomb or something, but
Mm-hmm.
they didn't. Technically it was replaced by a
Mm-hmm.
different word because it was like in the world that was replaced, and it was such a brilliant idea to like for adults this is still gonna land because they know what you
Mm-hmm.
meant. There's a scene where the lead actress Kirsten Bell says, "Holy motherfucking shirt balls," and you know it's such a ridiculous w- combination of words, but you know exactly this is like the ultimate, all the bombs all together, especially for the moment when she uses it. Because it's just one of the biggest plot twists in this series, and it's like, my goodness, that was such a brilliant. Like, I've seen people use this ever since the show has aired and finished off in daily language. I see people calling back to this. It kind of slipped into pop culture of everyone who ever saw that, because those little moments were so hilarious, but also so brilliantly written and acted as well.
If you
Loved it.
remember back in Galaxy Quest, there's the scene where Sigourney Weaver and Tim Allen first encounter the Chomper. And she looks at it and she says something. I know what she says. And it was really funny and everybody liked it. And then the producers are like, no, we're just going to dub over that. Because they
Oh yeah, I
just didn't
think we
think it was
mentioned that we
appropriate for
overdubbed.
all audiences.
Yeah, because they were kind of trying to make it a family comedy or thing. They didn't want it to be too much profanity. Is it true? I don't know if it was ever confirmed, but like Sigourney Weaver, when she wanted to be on that, she said she wanted to have big boobs, and she asked them if her breast could be exposed and be bigger. So I think they've done something with her having a bigger breast in that
I
film.
can tell you that she is wearing a high quality bra. I don't know that it's got anything in it, but since I'm sure you all know this, you can have padding that adds volume.
Yeah,
But the fabric that bra is made out of is high end. If it was Victoria's Secret, it's not as much better than that. But yeah, those things can definitely add some volume. What was I going to say? The other thing about swearing is I used to work with kids because I taught kids. I taught them martial arts, but I still didn't swear. And there would be moments, especially when a kid would stab you in the eye or break your toes or something, and you'd be rolling on the round on the ground, holding on to something like your foot, and oh beans,
I'm very close.
piffle, snarkly argle bargles, because you cannot say anything.
And this is like an almost instinctive thing to say, like a swear
And you
word.
can't because you'd lose your students. So yeah. And it got to the point where I didn't swear. And when I finally, fiddlesticks. Thank you, Snorali's. I once said something in front of my sister-in-law. A walk or something. No kids around. She's like, "I've never heard you swear before, and it sounds so stupid when you do it." Well, thank you.
Nice.
And I'm like, okay, so now when I say bad words, I have to consciously go, don't look stupid, try to say it correctly. Which reminds me of like when Picard swears, it's wrong, it doesn't fit. So
it sounds like you suddenly hear your grandma swear.
Yeah, no, I've
never heard my grandma swear.
No, that does not happen in this planet.
I know. And it's like hearing your grandma swear. It's like, whoa, no, my ears, no, that hurts. That was the same thing with Picard. I wouldn't care for Riker, I wouldn't care for Deanna for that matter, but when Picard swore, it was like,
Yeah, Picard and Beverly would not swear.
Beverly, no.
No. And Cliff says, when I fractured my leg, I just went, ah! Yeah. I kicked an oak table.
Why'd you kick an oak table? What did it ever do to you?
It didn't do anything to me. It still didn't do anything when it was done. I misjudged the distance and the angle of my foot. I was just doing some practice kicks in my house. And misjudged the angle and the distance and shattered my left foot.
Oof.
Yeah. And my husband said I just dropped to the ground, grabbed my foot, and rolled around for about 40 minutes. Yeah, it was bad, but I had a tournament coming up. I had a tournament, so I duct taped it together.
Oh my god!
Because you can do a tournament with your foot taped or bone taped. You cannot do it with a cast on. You're not permitted to compete. And I was going for a state championship that year, so I couldn't miss the tournament and I couldn't miss the competition. Yes, I was an adult. I was much smarter than you would think for being so stupid as to go to a tournament with the foot duct tape. By the way, I did not win that tournament. But that's where I learned the very interesting part is I'm walking around with duct tape all over my foot. And one of the moms came up to me and she's like, "Did you break your foot?" I'm like, "No." She goes, "Well, if you did break your foot, use electrical tape, not duct tape. Electrical tape gives more and you get better balance." I'm like, oh goodness, I'm not the only person doing this. But yeah, so
How could you tell? Were you walking funny?
I had duct tape all over my foot. Of course I was walking funny. It had broken like 4 days before the competition. So yeah, it was a bad break to the extent that the bones didn't heal right. So if you ever look at my toes, they start out normal and then they do like a 45-degree angle to one side.
Ouchies.
Yeah. but they bend, which they didn't for years. I could not bend those toes. So I had some degree of movement left. I was on holiday with my leg.
Language is...
Cliff says went on holiday with my leg because I thought I had sprained it after he broke it when my dad crashed into a van in the back of a car. Yeah. Actually, my doctor's always been a firm advocate of break the darn thing, don't sprain it. Sprains, especially as you get older, are harder and harder to heal from. So I sprained my left wrist. Well, one of my students sprained my left wrist in 2011. I'm still doing therapy to try and get some movement back. So when I'm weightlifting yesterday, and it was specifically for my wrist, every time I make a motion to the left, you can hear the bones popping out of the socket because the damage to the muscles is so intense.
I hate that.
Yeah.
I hate that sound it makes.
Snorelli says, I tore my meniscus in my right knee in like 2023. My son did that too. It took him like 5 years before he got the surgery and therapy to get it fixed, which he did. Good thing for him because it was a massive tear. And that was real fun because they put him under. And when he woke up from the anesthesia, my son's not a small kid. And he did not react well coming out of anesthesia. And they came running out to the waiting room going, can you come talk to your son? Sure. Mommy, and he's thrashing. I'm like, sweetie, you're okay. You're okay, sweetie. I'm right here. It has met my son. Can you imagine my son being like a 4-year-old?
Right.
Yeah. My son's not petite. This is also before he lost weight, so he's really big. And they were more concerned he was thrashing around so much that he might damage his leg again. An hour later, he's fine. Throw him in the car, drive him home. Get him his pain meds. Okay, I'm not going to say he's fine. He was in a lot of pain, but it was a fun day. Then again, I've had patients who were in a lot of pain and thrashing around, and I had to do things to them and wound up with interns literally lying on top of the patients to hold them down.
Oh my God.
Yeah, we were doing a prep for liver transplant once, and we had this 4-hour-long procedure, and the patient was in a lot of pain, but also completely out of it. And even restraining him wouldn't work because his body would be thrashing. So they had one intern lying over his chest, one lying over his legs. Where were we using it from? Yeah, and the other one would have been lying over his torso gently, just to keep him from thrashing. And I'm doing the thing, and he's getting worse and worse. And the doctor comes by. I'm like, is there anything you can do to knock him out? Well, we could give him some Ativan. Yeah, that would be good. Well, I don't know. I have to do this one more time before you take him into surgery. Okay. Well, the problem is what we were doing was also washing the Ativan out as fast as it was going back into him, so I miss that. I really do miss that job. It was an adventure.
Really?
It was. It was fun. You had to think all the time. I love jobs that make you think. You're still in pain. Did you have the surgery, Snorales? Because it won't go out of pain until you get it fixed. Tears can progress. And the problem is, if you're in pain, you tend to walk to compensate the pain, which throws off your gait. Get the surgery? Why not?
I honestly hate to think about stuff like ligaments, muscles, and all that, how they can be torn off. It's just like it makes me feel nauseous, and the sheer thinking about the ways this can go down, can go wrong, and how this needs to be put together. Because I tend to know how those things are put together. Like someone tore a muscle, like my ex-boyfriend tore a muscle in his bicep.
Oh.
He had to have the surgery for it. They had to tie it physically to his bone into something. I don't know. There was a screw, I think, involved. And like the sheer thought about this procedure, because I researched it online because I was trying to like figure out what he needs to go through and stuff like that, so I know how to support and all that. I was like, no, I can't. I'm just feeling nauseous from the sheer reading of it. I don't know why, but the thought of like the internal stuff around joints, fingers, legs, feet, knees, it just makes me feel nauseous. Probably saw too much in training for the emergency phone line because we did work with medical departments and like medical emergencies, and they went bluntly with us. They shown us their medical materials and stuff like that, and I think that kind of made me feel like too aware. I think I'd rather not know sometimes.
Good morning, Swear. Did I leave you a message in your fleet? What did I leave you a message about? Oh, I left everybody a message about their email. Everybody in every fleet from us got a message about their email because we were trying to, I had nothing to do with it. Dante was trying to send out the presents for the year-end event, and a lot of people's emails were full, so they couldn't get stuff. Of course, several of the people who didn't get stuff are currently dead, which does make it slightly more difficult, but we can't kick them out of the fleet very easily. Kicking a fleet admiral is a project. You can only kick one at a time, one character at a time. We'll empty it out. And it takes 2 weeks. Ed had something like 40 fleet admirals in the fleet, so we're talking about more than a year just to get Ed's stuff out of there. And then we still have Duffy and Duffy, both of whom have to go out of there. We have a lot of people to remove from the fleet. Stop dying, everyone! It's annoying.
Not in your field. It shouldn't concern you.
It's my ultimate personal endeavor.
To die or to not die?
Not to die.
Yeah, well, I'm working on it. I say that as I almost fell down the stairs yesterday. And not the big
I've
stairs.
fallen down those stairs.
It's the 2 bottom ones. I misjudged the distance because it was late and I had the lights off. And all of a sudden I missed the step and I'm falling forward and I didn't fall. I caught myself, made strange sounds. The dogs were like, "What's that?" I'm like, okay. I had rope lights underneath those stairs for a while and I may put them back up. In your defense, you don't have enough storage. I swear? I don't have enough storage. Well, this one's pretty good. On most of my tunes, I do not have enough storage, and one of my goals for this year is to clean this up. It's not my first goal, because 47 Alpha Tango, it's got me thinking about something. Thank you. Same thing happened to me, but I did fall. Oh, I've fallen down the stairs. Not this house, but... so I have a regular staircase. It's kind of narrow in that the length of the tread is shorter than it should be, but I don't see a solution to it other than remodeling the house, which I'm not really up for at the moment. But after you get down to the landing, there's 2 steps or 1 step down to the 2 steps down to the main level of the house, and they're normal steps. And for whatever reason, I have misjudged that depth of the step a couple hundred times and usually catch myself. Oh, ow, Cliff. Do not fracture your leg falling down the stairs. That is bad. I don't think I've ever broken anything falling down the stairs. Yet. But I do want to revamp my staircase to normal steps. Anyway, it's 7:15. I want to go to the gym. On behalf of everybody here at the Dark Mom Consortium, and welcome to Moopsyverse, we're going to get the heck out of here. I hope you all have a wonderful day. We will be back at 5 p.m., so in about 9 hours and 45 minutes, if I'm doing my calculations correctly. And don't forget that this Friday will be Starfleet Academy. So I don't know if this is a bring your beer and popcorn, or if this is bring the Everclear and popcorn. We won't know until we get there, but let's keep our fingers crossed that the reviews are... You can't find the Badlands. Cliff! Oh, even. Okay, I misread that. My bad. Anyway, we will see you guys in a little bit. What's the Universal going to be today? Let me take a look at this one. Universal, there we go. Universal today is... Ugh! No, we won't be doing the Universal unless somebody really wants to. It's Drenur Beach Assault.
Yeah.
Wednesday is Binary Circuit.
Oh God. Murder me now.
Yeah, well, fortunately Wednesday is
So
class day. Yeah. No, this is a bad one. Counterpoint on Friday. Next week, though, I just want you guys to be ready for next week. It is earn 5,000 free fleet credits on day 1. Wednesday is Gravity Kills. And the weekend is
God.
Days of Doom.
I mean, I don't mind doing them. I just know that they can be a pain.
Yeah, well, we can do Gravity Kills as a team on Thursday morning if you want. It's not this week, it's next week. Days of Doom, though, there is a trick. It doesn't make it less painful because it's time-gated, but it can make it easier to deal with, which is the subspace fracture tunnel. Because that thing eliminates a lot of the back and forthing because you can just click it. It takes you right back to the giant tooth, whatever it's called, the Doomsday Machine. And so you just have to travel over, pick up a bomb, click the button, you're back there. As long as you keep him in range, it gets really fast. And if everybody does it, it's less painful, but it still takes forever. DBA is bad because it takes 10 players. Yeah, it does. And so does the one right after it, Binary Circuit. But the thing is, if you do it the first day, people are willing to do it the first day. It's by the end of the day on Thursday evening that nobody's doing it. And that's when it gets really challenging. You can't even bypass it and do it solo. Don't even need tractor beams and control abilities, just that subspace fracture tunnel because you drop the bombs right in its face every single time. Oh, I love Binary Circuit, but I'm one of the rare ones that loves Binary Circuit. It's fun. It is much fun. Anyway, I'm out of here. I've got to go to the gym. I'm going. I'm leaving you all. Have a wonderful day. We'll talk to you all later. And don't forget, as we like to say around here, stay moopsome.
Who are you?
Oopsie.
We are the knights who say...
Moopsy.